And welcome to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Tonight, Video Productions presents high school basketball. It's the Beckley Flying Eagles, 10-9, taking on the Parkersburg South Patriots. They are 8-10. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, I think we're in for a really good basketball game as we're coming down to the end of the regular season. It will end this weekend as postseason for the boys will begin next week. The girls' postseason has already started this week. First of all, let's take a look at Parkersburg South, the visitors. Mike Fallon does a great job. Parkersburg South was Class 4A runner-up a year ago, losing the title game to Morgantown. But they got off to a horrible start, not a Parkersburg South type of start. They were only 1-9 at one point, Eric, but they have won 7 of their last 8. They've won 3 in a row, and 2 of those 3 wins one against Wheeling Park and 1 against George Washington.
And those 2 wins are potential state tournament type ball clubs. We've had a chance to see George Washington twice, and we know how well coached they are. And Mike Fallon, Coach Fallon, has his team, peaking at the right time.
And, for Beckley, I haven't been able to put my finger on it. Maybe your pulse is a little more, a little bit more electric with the Beckley team than maybe mine is. But Beckley at 10-9, and I know they've went through injuries with their top player, Elijah Redfern, averaging over 20 a game. He missed some games when he got hurt in the Christmas tournament. But there's been some games where, Beckley's looked really good, and other games they haven't. And I guess it's like a lot of teams trying to build consistency. But the one thing I think you'll agree, their best win was against Huntington, and that was a really good effort, and they're going to need that kind of effort to hold off this really streaking Parkersburg South team tonight.
Well, if you think about it, at one point, I think they beat Huntington and Bluefield back-to-back, correct?
I think they did, and I think those were 2 good wins, and then, of course, after they beat Bluefield 24 hours later, then they lost to Bluefield.
Yeah, but and after that Bluefield game, not only have they had injuries, and this is not an excuse, I know
it's just
a couple players came down with the flu. You didn't have Nazir King, didn't play at all in a game, a couple games since that Huntington win, which he came up big in that Huntington game. So I think really trying to get the pieces to the puzzle this late in the year, figuring out who you're going to run at point, who you're not, and I just think right now, if they could get it all put together, both of these teams are dangerous teams, down the stretch.
And one of the things I think, Eric, since Beckley hasn't played since a week ago tonight, they lost at George Washington by 16. I think it's good that they're playing Parkersburg South tonight, and then they'll come back tomorrow night and finish out the regular season here at home against Capital before they get into the postseason. So I think since they haven't played in a week, and the Buchanan game last Saturday got canceled and there's no way to make it up, so I think it's good that they get a game tonight and tomorrow before postseason.
Yeah, and you're right, and that week after losing, and you know how Beckley basketball is, I bet they've had some tough practices and really probably just coming together and figuring things out, which I think that coaching staff for Beckley will definitely figure something out.
And, Eric, the one thing that both of these teams know, they know who their sectional first-round opponent's going to be, and this is the final regular season game for Parkersburg South, so they only get 19 games. They're allowed 22, and Coach Fallon told me before the game, he's like, it's disappointing the fact we didn't get to play our full 22, but with the weather and things of that nature, like Beckley, they're not going to get their full 22 because of the cancellation of Buchanan. But South knows they'll be at home Tuesday against St. Albans, and they are playing their best basketball, and they want to enter that game on a high note. For Beckley, they know they're going to play Oak Hill here at home Tuesday, and as far as Beckley's concerned, they know it takes 3 games to get to Charleston, and as long as they keep winning, all their games will be here at home.
Yeah, and that's one caveat right there. If you're Beckley, so to speak, and one thing you can lean on in your section, that that you went 6-0 in that section, so that bodes well going into sectional play.
By the way, Beckley's sectional game next Tuesday, as I mentioned, they'll play Oak Hill. That will be a 7:30 tip. Most of all the sectional games, Eric, have gone to the higher seed, so there's not like double headers anymore, and all the games have been tipping at 7. But I'm told that by the Beckley athletic director, because maybe of a bus situation in Fayette County, the Oak Hill Beckley game on Tuesday night, that's an elimination game, the sectional tournament here, which we'll have on Video Productions. That will tip at 7:30. Both teams going through the warm-ups here in the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame show. We'll take our first break, come back and get you ready for Beckley and Parkersburg South here at the bottom of the hour on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Hey, grab me one too.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Co. Company. Infinity Co. offers no premium, no deductible with health insurance and with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. You can apply for a job with Infinity Co. and you can go online to the Facebook page at United Co. Company, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on Independence Road in Sophia, West Virginia. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports throughout the great state of West Virginia. Indoor Air is your Amana dealer. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can call Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Teams, both squads still going through the warm-ups. Parkersburg South, as we mentioned, they're 8-10. Winners of 3 in a row. They won 7 of their last 8. Beckley is 10-9. And Eric, how do you see, at least early in the game, how do you see it kind of unfolding? What do you think our viewers are going to see when you got these two heavyweights taking on each other here tonight?
Well, what you're going to get out of Parkersburg South, they're really well coached. As like I said, both squads are well coached. But on the road, I think you have to be the aggressor, and Parkersburg South's going to come in here and really try to take it to Beckley, whether it's with pressure or token pressure, and really get off to a hot start. And
when you look at Parkersburg South, they have 3 players in double figures. They have a player there, Silvas at 16 a game, Smith at 14 a game, and Joy at 13 a game. Beckley also has 3 players in double figures, Redfern at 22 a game, Hawthorne at 14, and Kobe Dillon at 12. So I think that we could potentially have a high-scoring game, but Beckley has showed that most of the games of this year they've been able to play, and in some of the games been able to win when they're just down into the 60s. I mean, I think Beckley, and I don't have this in front of me, but I think I'm correct in saying this, Beckley's only had 1 game where they've scored 70 or more this year.
Yeah, I think you're right, and the thing is, when we said that, Old Hat used to be Beckley, you could chalk it up, they were going to get 70. It's a different style of play. They run in situational running of the basketball now, and I think they do more set offense and really try to space the floor and get open looks, and I think getting Kobe Dillon off early, I think, is imperative in this game too, because they're going to try to run him off the three-point line. But, his game is well-rounded now, him and Zy Hawthorne as well. I think they are more suited now to go to the basket and score as well.
And to add to that, Eric, and I think you're going to agree with what I'm going to say, I think it's really going to come down to how well Beckley's bigs play tonight, because I think you know what you're going to get, as you mentioned, from Zion Hawthorne. We know what we get from Kobe Dillon, and everybody knows what you get from Elijah Redford.
Correct.
I think how well the Beckley bigs can handle the South bigs, how well they can play inside, may be the team that wins the game.
Yeah, exactly right. And the two wins that you were talking about, who would be their signature wins against Huntington and against Bluefield, the bigs came up big.
Played well, right?
Big.
Bigs played big.
They came up big, and I at one point, Jalen Walton scored 8 straight points, in the Huntington contest in the third quarter, and that was big because Huntington plays above the rim, and they needed to battle on the glass and really battle. If they could bottle that up, the bigs, and like you said, what you get out the guard trio, but you're going to have to put a complete game together from here on out, because starting next Tuesday, you don't have next day to work on it. You have to do it now.
And that's why I think it's important that both teams treat tonight's game like a postseason game. Your best players have to be your best players, and each team has to kick it up to another level.
Oh, and that's what you'll get out of both of these teams right here, because South, I remember South back in the 90s, Parkersburg South had a lot of good teams, man, and they've always wanted to play Beckley, and Beckley's always wanted to play them, because it's a measuring stick, a barometer to see where you're at. And this could be a feather in Beckley's hat right now, and really give the kids confidence, because this team, Parkersburg South's coming in winning 7 out of 8 and having throttled George Washington Tuesday. I mean, it was a convincing win. So anything like that can turn a team around.
You're right, and the one thing about it, this has been a great rivalry over the years. I remember in our radio days, in fact, the first radio game you and I ever did together was Beckley and Parkersburg South, up at Parkersburg South, and the ruckus crowd that you deal with through South. And, I don't have it in front of me of who's got the overall edge, but I think it's very close. Whoever leads in the series is only up maybe by a couple of games.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's nip and tuck and back and forth. And usually, it's real hard to win in South. I can't remember the last time Beckley's gone up South and won. But they've got them a couple of times. At the state tournament, Beckley has South. But South has definitely come down here on this Armory, on Civic Center floor, and won.
Well, that's it. And, here's another thing. You speak of state tournament, that 1999, and that sticks in my mind really good. And, one of the greatest moments in Beckley basketball history that a lot of people don't talk about, because Beckley did not go on to win the state tournament, was in a quarterfinal game when Drew Smith made the steal and went down. And, Parkersburg South was up 7 with 40 seconds to go, and Parkersburg South thought they had won the game.
Well,
and then Drew
I
Smith
think their whole cheer
steal.
section had left. Going to the next spot, celebrating the win, and Drew Smith had other aspirations. But you're right, and I do remember this, and this is funny. You're finishing my thoughts. I was just thinking earlier, coming to the game, my very first game ever calling any games was Parkersburg South against Beckley in 07.
I think it was 07, because you went to the bowl game, which West Virginia played in Charlotte against North Carolina the next day. Yes.
Sure did.
All right, we've done with our reminiscing here. We're going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills. Both teams still continuing to go through the warm-ups. We think we're going to have a fabulous game here at the bottom of the hour. Parkersburg South, winners of 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8, 8-10, take on Beckley, who's 10-9. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
2 decades, we have brightened your homes and lives with our quality windows, siding, and doors.
You've watched us grow.
And a lot has changed in 20 years.
But Window World's commitment to our customers and community continues and has never changed.
Our quality products have never changed. We're still America's #1 leader in exterior home remodeling, and that makes us proud.
Window World of Beckley would like to thank you, our customer and friends.
Without you, we wouldn't be us.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, we're about, maybe about 10 minutes away from tipping this off, which we think is going to be a fabulous game. And here's one thing. We talked in our last segment about the rivalry of Beckley and Parkersburg South. One thing that I like, and I think you're going to agree with this, I like where it is on the schedule. Toward the end of the year, it's either the last game or the next to the last game. And the reason I like it, I think, as you said earlier, it's like a measuring stick, and each team knows the team that wins this game has a lot of momentum going into next week's postseason.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're able to escape with the win tonight, either team has to feel good going into, well, Beckley has another game with Capital, which is a regional game, but hey, that would make them feel a lot better going into tomorrow night, with the win. And Parkersburg South could really go up 77, getting ready for sectional play against St. Albans.
Yeah, St. Albans will be at Parkersburg South, and Parkersburg Big Reds will be at Hurricane. That's the 4 teams in South's section. Now, for Beckley will take on Oak Hill on Tuesday night here in this building, and we'll have it here on Video Productions. Also, the other half of the section will be Greenbrier East and Princeton. By the way, Greenbrier East and Princeton are playing tonight for the girls' sectional championship. And then, of course, the other side of the bracket, I'm thinking that George Washington, I don't know this, I don't have this in front of me, but I'm thinking GW
in Riverside
will be the 1 seed right against the 4 Riverside,
yes.
and then you'll have Capital against South Charleston.
Well, no, Riverside made history last night. Riverside they hosted and won.
You're talking about in girls.
In girls.
I'm talking about in boys next week.
Oh, yes.
In boys next week, it'll be, I don't have this in front of me, it'll be George Washington 1, South Charleston 2. I'm not sure who's going to be 3 or 4.
1 and 2.
Riverside or Capital.
I saw it. It's Capital 3.
Capital 3 and Riverside 4. So
yes.
Riverside will be at George Washington. Capital, who we'll see tomorrow night, will be at
South
Charleston in the section next week.
And that's just like this the Beckley side of section. A lot of wild things happen once it comes down to the postseason.
Well, Beckley and Oak Hill, and you mentioned this earlier, Beckley swept the section, and Oak Hill was a mislap away from upsetting Beckley right there after Christmas, and I know Elijah Redfern didn't play in that game. And then the game you had referred to earlier, Beckley had some players out sick. Beckley went to Oak Hill and beat them up pretty good, and I think that was one of the games that Walton and King, their bigs, did not play.
Yeah, and they went with Beckley went with a different lineup that night, and those kids performed. And sometimes you can get a little injection in the arm by shaking it up a little bit, and when some absence leads to someone getting opportunity.
That's right. So where there's adversity, there's opportunity. We're going to take our final Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame break. We'll come back. We'll have the starting lineups and the play-by-plays. We'll have it ready for you here on Video Productions between Parkersburg South and Beckley.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it. We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Compliance helped me lose 15 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Heskins, producing and directing the game tonight. Jackie Moon on camera with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. And we're about 3-4 minutes away from tipping the ball game off. It'll be Parkersburg South, winners of 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8, as the Parkersburg South Patriots enter the ball game at 8-10 under Coach Mike Fallon. They will take on the Beckley Flying Eagles under head coach Ron Kidd. Beckley is 10-9, and Eric, Beckley hadn't played in a week. They lost at George Washington by 16 last Thursday, and they were hoping they would be able to get that Buchanan game in. They were supposed to play it Saturday, and it didn't happen. So, you know, you wonder how or what will Beckley be like, have not played in a week and coming off a 16-point loss, want to get that bad taste out of their mouth.
Yeah, exactly. That was I had a chance to go view that game, and it was ugly. It was not a well-played game by Beckley, and I just knew that they really wanted to get that game in last Saturday, but weather did not permit it. So we'll see how they come out tonight and get after it.
The one thing, Beckley played George Washington. You and I did the game here in Beckley, played GW much tougher. It ended up a 3-point game. And then down there, as you said, you were there, and not just the things you told me, but other people that was at the game told me that Beckley really was never in that game a week ago.
Yeah, no, they gave up early in the game, started out 8-0. Then they battled back and was only down 4 at the end of 1. But then they gave up another 10-0 run to start the second quarter and never rebounded from that.
And I think that's so important in the game tonight, getting off to a good start for both teams, especially if you're South and you're on the road. You've got to get off to a good start.
Yeah, and that's why you look for, I look for South to be the aggressor and really go at Beckley and probably, attack. And that's what Beckley has to be prepared for.
This is Parkersburg South's final regular season game. As I mentioned, they'll take on St. Albans in postseason play next Tuesday. Beckley will have one more regular season game after tonight. They'll play Capital here tomorrow. We'll have it for you on video productions. And then Beckley's postseason will be here Tuesday night. Once again, Tuesday night's postseason game, Oak Hill and Beckley. That's an elimination game. Eric and I will have it on video productions. And the time, that game will tip at 7:30, not 7 o'clock. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that, because as you mentioned earlier, Eric, and most of all the other sectional games, boys and girls, have tipped at 7.
Yep, 7 o'clock, and that's what we're dealing with, you know, not only in southern West Virginia, but all over the state, a shortage of bus drivers. May get heavy hitter, you know, he can do it all. Drive them to the game, produce, carry the.
Well, hey, Eric, he got his new glasses on, so he can definitely drive. He got his new glasses on. He's over here holding up a sign, me and you, 2 clowns. He thought he was in the circus. He said he got to hang with us clowns. Well, getting ready to have the playing of the national anthem, so we're going to take a quick break, come back, get you the starting lineups, and get you ready for Parkersburg South, 8-10 against Beckley, 10-9, coming up on Video Productions.
2 decades, we have brightened your homes and lives with our quality windows, siding, and doors.
You've watched us grow.
And a lot has changed in 20 years.
But Win the World's commitment to our customers and community continues and has never changed.
Our quality products have never changed. We're still America's #1 leader in exterior home remodeling, and that makes us proud.
Window World of Beckley would like to thank you, our customer and friends.
Without you, we wouldn't be us.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center, getting ready to have the introductions of the starting lineups. Parkersburg South will be wearing navy blue uniforms trimmed in white. And Eric, I'd mentioned they look like the version of Penn State basketball and football. Very plain uniform, which is nothing wrong with that. Navy blue trimmed in white, got the S mark there on the logo, and South across the front of the uniforms.
Yeah, and Beckley going with their traditional white, with Beckley across the chest.
Also, we've got, I think we have a little bit of a pregame ceremony here, because they are celebrating Stratton High School from the days, it's the years, I'm trying to see on the back of the shirt.
1919 to 1967, the first African-American high school in the Raleigh County.
Well, I could see the 1967. I couldn't make out the first part of it, so thank you for helping me out there. And the Beckley players are wearing the shooter shirts that say Stratton with the number on there, with the years of which it was a high school.
48 years.
Yes.
By my math.
So here's the starting lineups. First of all, for Parkersburg South, it'll be starting for them will be Mason Nutter. And then it'll be Tristan Walker. Walker's 6'5". He'd been injured most of the season. And then the 3 double-digit scorers, Jackson Smith at 14 a game, Cole Joy at 13 a game, and Harry Silvas, the team's leading scorer, at 16 a game. So that's how Parkersburg South will go. So it'll be Nutter, Walker, Smith, Silvas, and Joy will be the starting lineup for the Patriots of Parkersburg South. For Beckley, they will go with the way they've been going. And actually, I see that Preston Clary will be into the Beckley lineup. He had been out of the starting lineup, and King had been starting, but now it'll be Clary who will start, as Elijah Redfern being introduced to the crowd, Kobe Dillon. So I know we have King up on the screen, but King will not start as Hawthorne being introduced. Once again, it'll be Preston Clary. And Eric, let me get your take on this. Do you think it's because of a matchup of why Preston Clary gets the start here tonight?
No, honestly, I don't really have definitive answers. Sometimes, they Coach Ron Kidd just likes to shake it up. It could be something that happened, good week of practices and reward Preston Clary with the start.
So we're moments away getting the ball game started, and going to start a few minutes late. So it'll be Beckley and Parkersburg South, and we have a Larry English coming out, and I guess maybe they're going to have a ceremonial jump ball. Back in the day, when I wasn't as smart as I am now, Eric, I was a referee, and Larry English was my first referee partner who's out there now.
Yeah, and Coach Larry English was I played for the Knights of Columbus, and this is way before travel sports, and you just played in the area. For AAU, you tried out for Raleigh County, and if you made it, I had Larry English and Sid Robinson was my coaches.
And Eric, what's funny about travel ball in your day? You traveled across town. That was your travel ball back in your day, just traveling across town,
that's
right?
That's right. We played in Charleston.
Yeah, or to Charleston.
Yeah, that's where
So right now they're having a ceremony there with Larry English and Elijah Redfern out, the Beckley team captain, team's leading scorer. So we're getting started just a bit late here tonight, but that's okay. Got a fairly decent crowd. I know when you're watching, you're seeing across the way, but actually behind us and actually here on Press Row, it's starting to fill up. And by the way, I want to mention, I see the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, Ryan Stafford. He'll be our halftime guest here tonight, and we appreciate him. And I can go back to with Ryan Stafford. I've known him since he's been in middle school. There we go with that's a tip that Elijah Redfern will win every time. He's jumping against nobody right there, right?
That's right.
All right, we are ready to go. Nutter, Walker, Smith, Silvas, and Joy. It'll be Redfern, Walton, Clary, Dillon, and Hawthorne for Beckley. South out there in the center circle. And it'll be Walker, 6'5", in the center circle, ready to jump for South. Beckley getting their final instructions under head coach Ron Kidd. We think we're going to be in for a good one. Sit back here on Video Productions, open you a blue can of Pepsi, and enjoy the game. As it'll be Walton in the center circle for Beckley. And we are just about ready to go. Parkersburg South 8-10, Beckley 10-9. Ready to put the ball in the air and get the game started. South won the JV game, by the way. The ball's in the air, and the tip is controlled by Parkersburg South. So they'll have first chance as they go to the basket to our left. So Beckley starts out in their traditional man-to-man, which that's what pretty much they play the biggest part of the time. There's a nice cut into the lane. The little short shot doesn't go. The tip doesn't go. Nutter had a good look about 10 feet in the center of the lane, and that shot would not go down. And here's Beckley on the attack.
Nice cut, back cut, and as you stated, just not able to get that to fall.
Here's Walton with it, trying to play a two-man game with Kobe Dillon.
See, South's in the man-to-man as
Hawthorne steps out of bounds.
But it looks like it's more of a help style of man, not really up on the ball. And
they are telling the players they need to tuck in. And, that's what I agree with the officials. The rule is you need to tuck your shirt in, and they need to tell them right off the bat. So here's South with it. That's Joy bringing the ball up the floor. Running here like a little weave. Beckley playing good defense.
It looks like Beckley's switching all screens right now.
And that's one thing Beckley's always done. They've been very good at it, to switch everything. Drive into the lane. That's a tough shot over Hawthorne, and it goes. Good shot that time by Silvas. He's the team's leading scorer, and you can see why I'm able to knock that down. Dillon for three. That's short. South clears the rebound. Rebound by Walker. Tough shot, little 6-foot baseline, and gets the roll. That's a tough shot by Smith, because I thought that was good defense by Redfern. Got a hand up in the face of Smith, and Smith able to get the hoop, and now there's a steal and a lay-in. And we talked about on top, Eric, getting off to a good start. South has and Beckley hasn't, and now Beckley wants a quick timeout. 30-second timeout. And we watched this last replay here, this little shot. Like I said, Redfern, I thought really did a good job, and the ball, he just able to dance on the iron and go in. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is the only name you'll need to know and the only number you'll need to know if you need a plumber at 304-253-HELP from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can dial up Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. So, Eric, we haven't played 2 minutes yet, and South off to a good start, jumping on Beckley with a 6-0 lead.
Well, in the last couple of games that I've gone to, in the Princeton game and doubled up with George Washington, the Princeton, I forgot I left that out in our pregame. Princeton jumped out to a 10-0 lead. And then so Beckley's going to have to try to find a way to, to stop the bleeding quick. That's why I think that quick timeout by Coach Kidd. So
here's Beckley with Elijah Redfern. Redfern on the drive. Clary for 3, and it's good as Preston Clary rings up 3. And that's a great play by Redfern, able to penetrate and find the open shooter.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to drive himself into a charge right there, and great look, great court vision. Nice
take. The shot doesn't go. That shot was put up by Silvas, and back the other way is Beckley with it. Hawthorne on a drive to the basket, and he leaves it down for Walton. Kobe Dillon inside the three-point line. He was too close as the shot is missed.
Yeah, but I still like the ball movement right there, and I think one change that's happened early in this game is that Elijah Redfern is mostly running the point. They had been going with Zai Hawthorne, and a nice open look by Kobe Dillon again.
And he left that one short. Back and forth we go. Beckley did a good job getting back in transition there.
Yeah, good transition defense.
Here's a 3 for South. That looks good and is. That's a good-looking shot by Smith.
And that's 5 for Smith, coming out early with a hot hand.
South pushing the pace. I think Beckley kind of likes his pace. Oh, Kobe Dillon for 3, knocks it down.
Yeah, that's one thing. Shooter's going to shoot.
And we got a stop and play. I'm not sure what we got. The referee's pointing at 2 different ways. As South will dip into its bench.
I think it's a warning. 2 players may have been jawing after the shot.
6'5", Todd Joyce will check into the lineup for Parkersburg South. And let's see who else we got into the lineup for South. Also, Matthew Mullen. He's also 6'5". So there's some size out on the floor for South right now. Elijah Redfern with the steal. And then he had it, and then he lost it back. They're still battling for the loose ball. Beckley had it, South's got it, and now Beckley comes back with it, or do they? Battle, and that was a heck of a loose ball scramble, Eric, but the arrow will keep it with Beckley.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I like out of both of those teams? Both teams, were going after what they call 50-50 balls, and they all were getting down and dirty trying to get the basketball.
Hey, that looked like dogs going for a bone. Yeah, I don't want to put my hand in there. So here's Beckley with the opportunity now to get within 1 or perhaps tie the game. South looks like, they were playing man-to-man. Redfern shaking and baking, pull up, 17-footer straight away, and rattles it home.
But I think if you're South, you will live with that shot. That was good defense and just better offense right there. But you'll live with that pull-up.
No question. You'd rather have Elijah Redfern shoot from 17 than go off the dribble and tack the basket.
Yeah, not that he can't hit that, but that you playing for the drive, and that was a great recognition and good rebound by Clary.
Yep, as Silvas' 3 comes up short, and it's a South foul. And let's see, I think it might be Nutter who they might call the foul on.
Yeah, Mason Nutter picks up the first, and that is the first foul by either team.
So Cole Joy will check back into the South lineup. Beckley with an opportunity, Eric, to take their first lead of the game on this possession.
And as you stated, Parkersburg South has a lot of size.
They get the ball down low. Walton, he puts the shot up and he draws the foul, and that's a good foul. Yes, I'm not sure. Coach Fallon hollering at the official. I don't know what he's complaining about over there as we watch the replay. There's a nice pass by Clary, and Walton will draw the foul.
Yeah, if there's one thing I wish, and I think it's going to happen for Walton, he needs to really be able to finish through contact. That's one where it could be an M1. So,
yeah, I'm not sure what this conversation's about as the officials are together. I know Mike Fallon, the Parkersburg South coach, was up complaining about something, and I'm not really sure what that is. As they are going to the scorer's table. It's a Parkersburg South foul. Walt will be at the line to shoot a pair.
I don't know what they were discussing or disputing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's Coach Kidd now up, and he's coming to midcourt, and now he's getting an explanation. But we know that when they're all said and done talking, Walton's going to be at the line to shoot two.
Yes. Inquiring minds want to know what's going on across
Yeah, and maybe here at the end of the quarter we'll have to grab one of the officials and find out what is going on. So Walton will be at the line to shoot a pair. And whatever it is, Eric, apparently they've got it worked out. And
the foul's going to be whistled on Hewitt.
So Walton with the chance to give Beckley its first lead from the line here as he has 2 free throws. Beckley down 1, and the first free throw is good and ties the game. And now back into the game will be Cole Joy. And that's one thing South, Coach Fallon already, Eric, in his first quarter, he's used his bench. He's put in a lot of different guys already here in, the first part of the first quarter.
That's key on the road, too, the ride down, fresh legs. And Walton's able to make both.
Knocks them both down, so Beckley has their first lead of the game.
And it's been a 10-3 run since the timeout by Coach Ron Kidd.
Nice spin off the glass up and in. That's a nice move by Jackson Smith using his frame at 6'3". And South back in front. Kobe Dillon, good pass to Walton. Walton with the finish.
Good recognition by Kobe Dillon because that's a wide open 3 that you usually take, and Walton there to finish.
South on the drive, nice cut on the baseline. They get the man free. There's a foul on Walton. I know he got ball, but I think it's a good call.
Oh, yeah, all kinds of body.
Yeah,
and swatted pretty hard.
Matthew Mullen, 6'5", will get to the free throw line. We watched the replay. Yeah, a lot of contact.
But you know what I like about the play?
Aggressive play.
Aggressive block, aggressive offense, make them earn it at the free throw line.
Mullen at the line, first free throw is good, and that ties the game. And into the ball game will be Hewitt. He's 6'5". So, when you look at this roster, Eric, at Parkersburg South, they got multiple. They got 3 or 4 guys 6'3". They got a 6'4" guy, and they got 3 or 4 guys that are 6'5". They got a lot of interchangeable parts as both free throws are made by Mullet, and South now regains the lead. Back the other way is Beckley with it. Down low, Walton in traffic. The shot doesn't go. But the rebound comes to Hawthorne. Redfern thought about the 3. Will dial it up. In and out, no good. Battle for the rebound, and South has it. That was heartbreak. That shot was halfway down.
Yeah, it was down in the cylinder and popped back out. Good ball movement by both teams early in their set offense.
Into the lane, the short shot doesn't go. That was a really good take by Joy. He just missed the shot. And here's Redfern on the move. Kobe Dillon for 3. It's in and out, no good. Walton perhaps got away with a foul, and the ball will be over to South.
Back-to-back threes, pretty much down in the hoop. Got to shoot it true.
And, that's the one thing, Eric, and I mentioned it before again, but South, Coach Fallon has been busy running his players in and out.
Yeah, and I think that's by design, of course.
And that might be a big factor in the second half because it looks like South's bench is a little deeper than Beckley's.
Well, at the moment, because Beckley's not subbing at all.
Right.
And it's going to be turnover. Oh,
well, almost a turnover and almost another turnover, but South able to run it down that time with Hewitt. And Hewitt will hand the ball to Joy. Been a good, entertaining first quarter, kind of the way I thought it was going to be the entire game, nip and tuck like this.
Tuck, definitely.
Hewitt has the ball slapped out of his hands. Good hustle time by Clary, and it'll stay with South.
Good hustle by Clary. We almost come up with, the steal. Elijah Redfern, quick hands on defense, and almost created an extra possession for him.
Here's Hewitt on the drive, goes hard to the basket, off the glass, up and in. That was really good defense by Redfern, just better offense by Hewitt. And Hewitt, I beg your pardon. And Hewitt able to get it off the window, up and in for the bucket for Parkersburg South. Clary for three in the corner, that's going to be short. And actually, it was in and out. It was right there, but when he shot it, it looked like it was going to be short. But back the other way comes South. Coming up on the final minute of what's been a very entertaining first quarter. Here's Hewitt on the drive again into the lane. That was a tough shot.
A lot of contact.
Clary pulls it out, but I think it was a good no call.
Good no call, but yes, they're letting them play.
And they're going to get Elijah Redfern for a turnover for overhanding the ball.
You don't see that called a lot.
No.
Definitely.
He was racing the ball up the floor. And there's something out on the floor. You can, I don't know if you can
plastic.
see it.
I saw it.
I saw it. I saw it as
like
Redfern came up the floor. And here's South with it here in the final 50 seconds of the quarter.
You want to say it?
No, because I don't think they're going to hold it for the last shot. So I wasn't going to say it. And here's a cut down low. Good defense. Hewitt on a drive, spins. Tough shot off the glass, doesn't go. Walton clears the boards for Beckley. And the Flying Eagles, they throw it away. So back-to-back turnovers for Beckley.
Back-to-back, by Redfern right there, and I think that was just too many arms to try to get that through.
Now I do think South will hold it for the final shot of the quarter here with 15 seconds remaining in it. And this is Joy out front. Comes off a ball screen. Here's a deep three. That looks good and is. That's a nice-looking shot by Silvas. And that extends the lead to 6. And here's a shot by Clary. It'll count if it goes. It comes up short at the end of 1. It's Parkersburg South 18, Beckley 12, headed to the second quarter here on Video Productions.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it? We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires. Every bite better with Pepsi.
Okay, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They have futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night. And to reserve your lane, you can just dial up Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. That's futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night from 10 o'clock to midnight. Well, Eric, it's 18-12 in favor of Parkersburg South as we head to the second quarter. While we were in that break, I went out on the floor to ask the referees what that conference was, and they said they just wanted to make sure that when Walton got fouled, they had the right guy who, who's going to be at the free throw line.
Make sure they didn't do the old switcheroo on the free throw line.
So here's South. They'll have first possession of the second quarter, and that three ball is no good by Silvas. He hit a three to end the first quarter, and he starts out by shooting the three, but he missed it here in the second quarter as Redfern attacks the basket and couldn't finish with the left hand. That was a nice take. The ball just would not stay down.
Yeah, just tough break. Another in and out shot for Beckley. Story of the game, though, right now is Beckley's being a little careless as Parkersburg South.
Smith with the three ball.
Knocks another one down, but turnovers.
It's a 9-0 run for Parkersburg South going back into the first quarter. This game was tied at 12, and South, like I said, has scored the last 9 in a row. Ball out to Kobe Dillon.
I think right now, this portion of the game, they need to get Zy Hawthorne going downhill a little bit, get him involved with the offense somehow.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he was much involved at all in that first quarter. He has it now. They get the ball down low, and a nice cut by Redfern. It doesn't go, but Redfern will draw the foul and get to the line. As we watch the replay, that's a nice, you can see Redfern there cutting and drawing the foul. Redfern, an 84% free throw shooter.
That's going to be on Nutter. That'll be his second. But the way as deep as Parkersburg South's bench is, as they're going to probably sub in for him after this first free throw.
And the first free throw by Redfern is up and good. That will snap a 9-0 run by Parkersburg South. And Redfern will now shoot the back end of the two-shot opportunity. There's a lane violation, and he'll get another shot. It doesn't matter. Had he missed, he'd have got another shot. But he shoots so good, as I mentioned, an 84%er, and he makes them both and leads Trim to 7. Here's South attacking the basket. The shot doesn't go. The tip doesn't go, and Walton comes out of there with the rebound. Kobe Dillon pulls up, 15-footer. He leaves it short, and back the other way comes Parkersburg South. Here's a three. Smith, that's a little strong, and Kobe Dillon clears the rebound.
Well, that was straight away. You don't want to give him too many of those.
But you're right, Eric. I think that Beckley's got to get Hawthorne involved in the offense. He's on the drive, gets into the lane, puts up the floater, and it goes. And just as soon as you and I both had mentioned that, now Beckley has scored a couple of free throws and now a field goal to cut the lead to 5.
And they're able to get into their pressure.
And that's what's big, to get into their pressure,
Yes.
make Parkersburg South work to get the ball up the floor. But the one thing I think you would agree, South has been very, they have not been bothered at all by the Beckley pressure. They've been able to handle it, as that shot is no good. Back up the floor is Redfern. That's a deep three straight away, and that's not good. I don't think it was a very good shot. I think it was too quick of a shot.
Yeah, not a good shot selection right there. Can't get back in it with one shot. You got to.
Here's a three, an open three doesn't go, but an offensive rebound, and South have another crack at it, and they'll back it back out.
Reset the offense. This is good, smart basketball here by South.
Joyce with that big body at 6'5" to get that rebound. Here's a three from the corner. That's too strong. Redfern able to clear the rebound, as that three ball was by Silvas, and back the other way is Beckley. And they fumbled away, but Kobe Dillon able to run it down. Clary on the drive to the baseline, puts up the shot. It doesn't go, but he'll draw the foul and get to the line.
Yeah, he hung right there and created a foul. I don't know if there was a lot of contact on this.
Maybe right there on his arm, maybe. So Clary, who's a 74% free throw shooter, he'll get a pair. And they're trying to assort the players there along the free throw line. Preston Clary had started early in the season, and then he'd been coming off the bench. And now Coach Kidd asserting back in the starting lineup as the first free throw is good.
And it's paid dividends, as he's, if he can make this one, this will be his 5th point of the first half.
And Matthew Mullen, 6'5" sophomore, back into the lineup for South. Clary ready for his second free throw, on its way, looks good and is.
And look for the pressure here from Beckley.
So Beckley scored the last 6, and they've cut the South lead from 9 to 3. And ball's out of bounds. It'll stay with South. Well, that's one thing, Beckley can be aggressive. They haven't committed a foul in this quarter.
Yeah, and only 3 fouls, 4 fouls total in the whole half. So.
And actually, I like the way the referees, kind of like the college game, they just let them play through the contact. Here's a nice backdoor cut and a nice play, but Walton with a block. That was a great defensive play by Walton. Hawthorne shoots for the tie. It's short. South comes out of there with a rebound. South's guy has numbers, 2-on-1. Nice strip by Kobe Dillon to save a bucket.
What do I say about Kobe Dillon's hands a lot? He does a good job of not fouling and getting ball.
When you watch the replay, I think South would have been better off if they would have passed it and they would have probably got just an uncontested layup. But a good job by Kobe Dillon on that play. There's a travel. And now Beckley will dip into their bench the first time tonight as King will check into the ball game.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building even called that one. The heavy hitter, he was even saying.
Yeah, Eric, all the ones that don't count, we're all calling that one.
They just
and
helped them
rightfully
out.
so.
Helped the refs out a little bit that time.
So we don't have a lot of scoring for this juncture of the game, but it has been a very exciting and entertaining game. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the principal at Beckley Woodrow Wilson will be with us, Ryan Stafford. Looking forward to the interview with him. Here's Redfern with it. Redfern into the lane. They cut him off. He'll lean in. He'll find Kobe Dillon. Dillon will dial up a three and hit.
Kobe Dillon moves as well as anybody without the basketball.
And you know what's odd in this game is there's a Beckley foul. But what's odd in this game, Eric, the game was tied at 12. South went on a 9-0 run to go up 21-12. Now Beckley has went on a 9-0 run to tie the game as we watch the three ball by Kobe Dillon.
And great pass in recognition by Elijah Redfern, but Kobe Dillon sliding to the the open spot right there. And Nazir King, let's see what he can do after watching from the bench a little bit.
By the way, that last foul was on Kobe Dillon. That's only his team's first of this quarter. And like I said, we've had a game of runs. It was a 9-0 South run, then a 9-0 Beckley run, and here's an interception by Hawthorne. Hawthorne attacks the basket, puts it up, and it goes. Beckley on an 11-0 run, and that time Beckley's defense becoming their offense.
Yeah, and great anticipation by Zai Hawthorne as he anticipated the next pass and was able to get in the lane and get a layup.
So Beckley's defense has been really good. Here's a three. South shoots to regain the lead, and they do just like that as Joyce drills a three ball, and that stops the bleeding for now. As Beckley had an 11-0 run, and that three ball by Joyce, South regains the lead. Pass down low. King puts the short shot up. It won't go. He had a point-blank look, and then after he missed the short shot, he commits the foul.
Yeah, that's a frustration foul right there as King missed the chippy.
Yep, here's the three ball by Joyce.
Spot up and splash.
Splash down, right down the chute. And South back in front. But like you're right, Eric, that was a frustration foul by King because he missed that little easy shot, and then he committed the foul. And that's one thing, you make one mistake by missing an easy shot. You don't want to compound it by committing a foul. The South has done, for the biggest part, Eric, done a really good job of breaking the Beckley pressure.
Yeah, but the thing with pressure sometimes, and a lot of coaches say it, it's not all about the initial steal. It's about pace of the game. And Beckley's trying to get them, out of their norm.
Trying to play a little faster. Here's Redfern. They find Kobe Dillon. He's open from the corner. The shot back irons. Rebound out to South. Beckley gets back. Nice drive into the lane. The shot's up and it doesn't go, and there's a Beckley foul. And getting to the free throw line will be Cole Joy, the 6'1 senior, and he'll shoot a pair.
Yeah, Cole Joy coming off of a big game against George Washington as he had 21 points and 13 of 14 from the free throw line. So you might as well call this automatic right here.
Did you jinx him? You did not. And the one thing, Eric, I think if you're South and you're on the road, after you're going up 9, Beckley went on that 11-0 run. South has kind of weathered that storm a little bit. They didn't panic, and now they're back in front 2 and a chance to go in front by 3 on this next free throw, which they do. So here comes Beckley back the other way. Redfern will spot up and shoot a 3, in and out, no good. South comes out of there with a rebound. Good job that time by Mullen. Got a new player into the ball game, and that's Fallon. That's coach's son. Spinning into the lane. That's a good basketball move. Good play that time by Cole Joy. That's just like a playground move. Got right into the lane, and the lead now 5 for Parkersburg South.
Yeah, right into the lane and elevated.
Redfern draws the contact, the foul. Good sportsmanship as Cam Fallon, the coach's son, helps him up. As Redfern will walk up to the free throw line, and we watch that last drive there. And it's a pretty good foul. You don't want to give the layup.
Yeah, just like on the other end when Walton, you want to hammer him. You want to do it clean within the rules, but you don't want him getting, the chance for an and one, make him earn it at the free throw line.
So here's Elijah Redfern at the free throw line. He's 2 of 2 tonight at the line. He's an 84% free throw shooter. First free throw on its way is good as Preston Clary checks back into the lineup for Beckley. And it'll be Walton that will have a seat. 1:44 left here in the half, coming up at halftime.
See, and I think this is, excuse me, Mayor, it's a good substitution because this is the smallest lineup that Parkersburg South has had on the floor, so you could go a little more guard-oriented if you're Beckley.
Redfern's second free throw is good. Well, as I say, coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half. We'll go inside the numbers. We'll have an interview with the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson, Ryan Stafford, will be our halftime guest. So here's South with it here in the final minute and a half of the first half. There's an open three, which is no good. And a nice job by South that time, which was Mullen to get the rebound and knock it off the leg of King and keep the possession alive.
And great hustle by Mullen. And right now, Nazir King has to bring a little more energy, a little more to the table, right now. I think after that first miss, he's not been engaged.
And, Eric, that might be why he didn't start the game tonight, as there's another shot knocked down by Jackson Smith. That's one thing. South's got shooters all over the place.
And Smith has 12.
And there's a foul. And now, after we didn't have a lot of fouls, the fouls here in the final couple of minutes are starting to mount up, as that'll be a South foul, and that'll be underneath the basket. Beckley to inbound. Is checking into the ballgame will be Fitzwater for Beckley, getting his first action. Drew Fitzwater, the 6'6 junior, checks in, and he'll get the ball right away. Coming up on the final minute of the half. Redfern into the lane, tacks the basket, a lot of contact. He'll draw the foul and get to the line.
Yeah, and that's going to be on, I think, Tristan Walker as he picks up his first, team's fifth, but it's already a shooting foul. But for the rest of the way, every foul will be 2 shots for Beckley. Is at the 5th foul.
The remainder of the half. So Redfern is 4 of 4 at the line tonight. And the first free throw is good. South led 18-12 at the end of the quarter. South had a 9-0 run from the first on into the second quarter. Beckley had an 11-0 run. We've kind of went back and forth as Redfern makes both free throws. Final minute of the first half. Beckley with the pressure. South able to break that pressure and now try to reset their offense. It's one thing you look at this South team, Eric, with the size and the shooters they have, they got a lot of interchangeable parts, don't they?
Yes, they do.
There's a nice move into the lane and a foul, and that's often one as Clary commits the fouls. He definitely got Cole Joy right on the wrist as Joy able to a little kiss off the glass for the hoop and the harm.
Yeah, let's see as he goes to work right here against Clary and does a nice spin move.
And definitely got hacked on the arm.
Hacked in the act.
Yep, and there's the three-point play is polished off. That's a heck of a play, a very experienced play by Cole Joy, the 6'1 senior. So let's see what Beckley will do with it here in the final 25 seconds of the half. Redfern attacks the basket, a lot of contact, put it up, it doesn't go, but he'll get back to the free throw line. And that's one thing, Beckley has been really aggressive here coming down the final 2 or 3 minutes here of this second quarter as we watch Redfern go to the basket, clearly a foul.
Yeah, just not able to get that to fall. Nice move, and see if he can capitalize at the free throw line here.
Which he has not missed tonight. Should I have said that? When you're as good as he is, it doesn't matter, as he makes it with no problem. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, as he tips his cap to me saying, if you can shoot good free throws, it doesn't matter what the broadcasters say.
That's right.
That's what Larry Bird used to always say. I said, I hope somebody says that he's shooting 90% and he's made so many in a row. That means he's going to make another one to add to however many he's made in a row, as Redfern makes them both. Now we'll see if Parkersburg South here will hold it for the final shot of the half. They may not when you get what they thought was an open layup, and Nutter has his shot swatted, and it'll stay with South with 15.9 and a half.
And great hustle and recovery right here by Drew Fitzwater as he was able to stop an easy layup.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I'm saying. If you're South, unless you're going to get an easy layup, which they thought they had, you probably would have wanted to hold the ball for the final shot of the half. And same here, unless they can get an easy layup out of this. Nope, they're going to say a layup. There's a layup, a 3-ball by Silvas is good. if Beckley can be aggressive, because if they draw a foul, they'll get to the line as Hawthorne throws the ball back out for Kobe Dillon for three. It's good! Just ahead of the buzzer. What an exciting, entertaining first half. At the break, it's Parkersburg South 36, Beckley 32. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, Ryan Stafford. He'll be up next here on Video Productions. Yeah, I need that seat right there.
Sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford, Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. And at the break, boy, what a very entertaining, exciting first half as Parkersburg South leads Beckley by 4, 36-32. Before we recap the first half and before we go inside the numbers, we have a very special guest. It's the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, Mr. Ryan Stafford. Ryan, we appreciate you taking the time to be with us here at halftime.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys having me.
You know, Ryan, during the break I was thinking, I go back and I've known you and your wife, Bethany, since you were both in middle school.
Yep.
And then I remembered, when I was doing radio, you were playing football. Mm-hmm. I remember Bethany was a cheerleader. And then, I remember we went to Cooperstown. You played baseball and you were in Cooperstown.
Yep.
You were assistant football coach, and now here you are, the principal of the school.
Right.
When did you kind of realize or thought that maybe you were going to be the principal, the guy in charge at Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School?
I don't know, man. It's kind of blurry as you look back at it. Extremely blessed, extremely thankful. All I wanted to do was teach school and coach football, man. Just to be honest with you, and just was surrounded by good leadership. And was lucky to play for some guys that exhibited leadership and taught me along the way. And then early on in my career, I got to be around the Ron Cantleys and the Rocky Pals. And, you just get exposed to just serving your community in a different way.
Ryan, another thing, too, and like I said, I know your wife real well, Bethany. I was at your wedding, if you remember.
Absolutely.
You're in Bethany's wedding. Now, Bethany is also a principal as well, right?
She is. She's at Crescent Elementary, doing a great job. Very proud of her.
All right, so I got to ask you, so when you all get home,
do
y'all talk principal shop? Or I know you got 2 kids now,
I'll
right?
tell you what we usually talk about, Maris. It's who's taking Jax to basketball or wrestling and who's taking Maddox to this, and I'll see you at dinner.
Right.
That's usually how it goes.
Right.
And that dinner's usually about 9 o'clock.
Well, I'm going to have Eric Thomas in here. Eric's daughter, Lexi, as you know, is a student at Beckley Woodrow Wilson. Eric, I'll let you jump in here.
Yeah, Ryan. The thing I just want to touch on, you came from a family of educators. Of course, I know your mom and your dad. So how does it feel having both of them under your rule now?
Well, I tell you what, they do pretty good about listening to me between 7:20 and about 2:45. But make no bones, when it comes time, 5:30 in the evening, whatever mom and dad needs, that they let me know, and I'm sure to take care of it.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to to go from that angle, and I know this, my daughter, having a daughter in school, I know the kids, love, how school's going and the way the faculty is. So my hat's off to you with that.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Her and those like her, like-minded kids that are involved in a lot of sports, a lot of activities, dance, what have you. Man, we've got wonderful kids, and we've got a ton of wonderful kids, and they truly make it easy. They make it fun. Very proud of them, very happy to serve them, and just – kind of being around those kids that I was one of those kids, and growing up in Beckley, we just want to give them the best. We truly do. And we've got our ups and downs, but man, surrounded by great teachers, great kids, a lot of people that love Beckley, and extremely humbled by that, extremely blessed.
Well, Ryan, I got to ask you this. What's the best thing about being the principal at Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School?
The best thing about being the principal, wow. I should have thought about that one for a little bit.
I didn't mean to catch you off guard with that.
I tell you, it's small things here and there. I'm standing out front, and it's like I can remember walking in from the student parking lot, and if Mr. Maynard said hello to you, it was a good day. You know what I mean?
Right.
It meant a lot. Had a lot of respect for him, and sometimes just seeing how those kids, how it makes their day when you acknowledge them, say hi to them, tell them to have a good day, little things like that. I can remember on a rare occasion, 4 or 5 years old, Dad picks me up and I get to walk the halls or hang out on a teacher day or something like that. And, man, I'd have thought I was at Disney World. I thought Woodrow Wilson was the coolest place in the world. And I'm really fortunate how it's transpired. And the fact that I get to continue to serve a lot of those teachers that taught me and just be around good people, man. I'm just it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, but every now and then it just hits you just how blessed you are.
Well, Ryan, before I let you go, one final question. As you had the job now for a couple of years, and there are a lot of people that are watching tonight that may not know what's going on at Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. What are a couple of things that you could tell some of our people in the audience about some of the good things that's going on at Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School?
I tell you, man, we really want to highlight our kids and what they're doing and what they're capable of. Down here in southern West Virginia, we're a big school, and athletically, academically, I want people to know that we're right there with the Morgantowns, the Wheeling Parks. We've got great kids that we hope that they come back and give back to our community, but it's really important to me, really important to what we're doing right now, Maris, that our kids are prepared to go out and compete outside of southern West Virginia. I want our kids that are able to go to Xavier, able to go to Duke. We've got kids that are on their way. And when they get there, they're not going to be shell-shocked because they had teachers that prepared them, and they know they got a supporting cast that's rooting for them. And I just want people to know that we're right there with them.
Well, Ryan, as young as you are, you might be a 30-year principal, right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. It'd be a blessing.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate you. Thank you very much for taking the time to spend with us.
Absolutely. Appreciate what you guys do for our community and our school.
Thank you very much. That's the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, Ryan Stafford. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll recap the first half. Parkersburg South leads Beckley 36-32 here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state Senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. 4-point lead for Parkersburg South. And Eric, got to say, what a great interview the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson, Ryan Stafford, is a tremendous interview.
Yeah, class act, man. And you know what? That makes you feel good. Anybody that's a parent out there whose kids may even come to Beckley Woodrow Wilson, that they're in good hands.
All right, we're going to go inside the numbers of the first half. Inside the numbers brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal operates an underground mine, a surface mine, and preparation plant. They have it in Raleigh and Wyoming counties. You can apply for a job by going to the Facebook page at United Coal Company. Eric, you have some of the numbers of the first half.
Okay, both teams shot the ball, from the free throw line really well, and Beckley's staying in this game because they are 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Parkersburg South, on the flip side, went to the line 5 times and made all 5. Parkersburg South is being led by their senior, Jackson Smith, who has 12 points, Maris, and really played both quarters with a cool kind of calmness in his game. Cole Joy has 9, and Harry Silvas has 8 for Parkersburg South. For Beckley, Elijah Redfern has 10 points to get into double figures. He only has 1 made basket. He got the other 8 points from the line as he was able to go 8 for 8. Kobe Dillon knocks down 3 trays, and he has 9 for Beckley. And Preston Clary coming into the starting lineup, has 5 for Beckley as well.
So, Eric, this was a very entertaining, exciting first half. Each team had a run. Beckley had an 11-0 run, 9-0 run by South. South looked like they took Beckley's best shot of the first half. They lead by 4. I thought that was a big 3 that Kobe Dillon hit right ahead of the first half buzzer. So now it's still anybody's game. So what do you think, first of all, Eric, for South? If they're to win the game, they need to do what in the second half?
I think Coach Fallon is pleased with how his troops have played. I think they just have to really keep running their offense as efficiently as they run it, and they will come out with a victory.
On the other side, if you're Beckley coach Ron Kidd, if Beckley is to come back and win this game, what do they need to do?
Turnovers, protect the ball more, and I think the key to this third quarter alone, I think really try to get Zy Hawthorne to really attack that basket. We need a little more out of him. But he made a key assist at the end of the half. That shows you he's still in the game as he drove the baseline and kicked it to Kobe Dillon for that 3 to cut it to 4.
Yeah, and I think what's big, as we mentioned, Kobe Dillon made that 3 just ahead of halftime, and now Beckley gets the first possession to start the second half.
Yeah, and that, see how the momentum goes, but I think Beckley needs to protect that basketball because the second of the big runs that Parkersburg South had, Beckley turned it over 3 straight possessions.
Right. And I think that's what it's going to come down to because we know you're going to have each team's going to have a couple of runs here in the second half. So we're ready to start the second half. Beckley will have first crack at it. And Zion Hawthorne, we both think that's a guy that's got to kind of maybe really get it going offensively as Redfern goes to the basket to get the hoop and the harm. That was a great take as he draws the foul and gets the hoop and can get Beckley within 1 as we watch the replay right here.
You know what was good? If you see on that replay what was good about that on that replay, Zy Hawthorne was going to be a cutter. He did a good job of getting out of the way and not bringing his guy into the fray.
And the three-point play is completed by Elijah Redfern, who's been perfect at the line. And just like that, Beckley has trimmed the lead to 1. And Beckley thought he had a turnover for a minute, and South able to get it back. There's a little short shot on the baseline is good. That shot is good by Nutter. And now South applying some pressure, making Beckley work to get the ball up.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to South players. Beckley turns it over.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
They had that 55 mentality on their shirt, and you wanted to know what it was, and they said that's what our press is. So I guess the second half is going to be 55 mentality for them.
There's the deep 3. It's not any good. The ball's loose. Beckley has what I was going to say. Teams that press don't like to be pressed as Clary runs it down and misses the layup. That ball may be thrown maybe a little out in front of him, but that's a shot you think that Preston Clary would make.
Yeah, and that's just one of those tough luck, but good, great recognition by Kobe. Led him a little bit, but
that ball was kicked, I thought. And they're going to say it's going to be Beckley's ball, but I thought Beckley kicked it.
It was kicked off of South's player's foot.
But once the ball is kicked, they should have blown the whistle.
Yeah. I didn't see. I don't know if someone's hand deflected it into the foot. But
it'll go as a turnover, and Beckley will have it. Redfern will dial up a 3 straight away and hit to tie the game. Nutter with the spin. Ball's knocked free. Silvas will dial up a three and hit.
And that's just, it's a game of inches, right, Bears? I mean, Silvas is the beneficiary of an almost steal, but almost only works in.
Hawthorne back at you with the three ball right down the chute.
I was going to say horseshoes and hand grenades, but.
Well, that time Hawthorne able to dial it up right in front of us. Fast pace. Here's Silvas again from the baseline. South back in front. Clary got away with a push-off. Hawthorne puts it on the deck. He definitely got pushed on. That's no shot. It was on the drive.
Yeah, and I think that's great to see if you're Beckley out of Hawthorne, you know, making that first three, but not relying on that because he can knock that down. But I think his bread and butter is really getting to that mid-range and getting to the hoop.
Well, we've said that all along. He's a slasher, and he's better off the dribble, attacking the basket. And he's a left-handed player, and he was going on his offhand, going to his right into the lane. Here's Hawthorne with it now. Kobe Dillon. Hawthorne a 15-footer short. And South comes out of there with the rebound.
Yeah, but you don't mind that shot. That's a great look. Pull up, you know, from mid-range. See, now I think South wants to get that pace back down under control.
Here's a shot from the baseline, in and out, no good. That shot put up by Joyce, and Redfern comes out of there with it. Hawthorne on the drive, little mid-range shot is good.
And right now in this quarter, Hawthorne's matched his whole point production for the first half. He has 5 in this quarter.
Here's South with a chance to regain the lead.
And this is where South has been good because they've answered every run by Beckley.
Silvas thought he was fouled, no whistle. Beckley comes back the other way. Beautiful pass to Kobe Dillon. He lays it up and in. Redfern with a beautiful pass, and Dillon lays it in, and Beckley has got the lead.
And that gets Kobe Dillon into double figures with 11.
Yeah, that's Beckley's first lead since it was 23-21. Just like that, a three by South, and South regains the lead.
And Silvas hits his 4th three of the contest.
Timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. While we got a second, we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, you're a Amana dealer. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store with locations in Beckley and Princeton. So, Eric, this is the type of game we thought we would have. 4:19 left, third quarter. A 1-point lead for South at 46-45.
Yeah, but Harry Silvas, the sophomore, yeah, he is really answering everything that Beckley has. Comes back and hits a huge three to put him back up just after Beckley takes the lead.
And, you know, the one thing that South is not panicked whenever Beckley got on those runs and South had the lead, Beckley comes back, takes the lead, then South, just like they come back and they get the lead back just like that.
Yeah, just like that. So they're stopping any momentum that Beckley has garnered. They just steal it right back with big shot after big shot.
So on this possession, Beckley will have a chance to get the lead back. Coming up, clock's not running. Clock didn't run for about 3 seconds. I say we're coming up here on the halfway mark of the third quarter. There's Kobe Dillon with it.
That was a good defensive set by Parkersburg South because they were able to, to stop a couple of cuts.
Walton, nice position down low over a double team, puts a shot up and doesn't go. He got great position, but there was a late double team by South and made it a more difficult shot.
Yeah, great help defense and forced him into a bad look.
Silvas into the lane, puts up the short shot, it won't go, and Walton able to get the rebound for Beckley.
It was too close for him.
Just like we said on the other with Kobe Dillon.
That's correct.
Redfern for three, it's short. He's going to need a roll, and he couldn't get it. And South with the ball and up one. And South, as you mentioned, Eric, they'll go fast when they can, but this is more their pace of walking it up.
Yeah, and they get because they run good set offense.
There's a three. That's a good set offense. Throw the ball to Jackson Smith, and he dials it up straight down the chute.
And that's his 15th point.
Here's Hawthorne for three. That's a little strong. I could tell when he shot it. And South comes out of there with it. Smith in stride. Put up the three. It won't go. Walton skies high for the rebound. Redfern penetrates down the lane, gets to the rim, lays it up and in. Boy, that's a nifty drive by Elijah Redfern, going through the traffic and able to finish with the left hand.
And that puts Redfern at 18. And good defense right there. Redfern has taken Silvas a little bit. You have to get out on these shooters.
And South has got a lot of shooters. There's a nice drive. It's swatted by Walton. The ball's out of bounds to Beckley. Great defense by Walton. As that time he's able to swat Joyce in the lane.
Yeah, he recovered. That looked like that was going to be an easy two. And Walton was able to get that block.
As Hewitt will check into the lineup for Parkersburg South. Beckley with a chance to tie, regain the lead. Clary right down the lane, tacks the basket, lays it up. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. Comes out to South. And here's Hewitt with it. Here's a three. It's short. Long rebound, Silvas. Mid-range shot. It's short again.
Ooh, might have got away with the push on the rebound.
There's
there. A lot of contact
shots
everywhere, though.
And Coach Fallon really just frustrated. Three good looks that South could not knock it down. As Hawthorne comes back, tacks the basket, and he'll draw the foul. That's a good take by Zon Hawthorne, and he has an opportunity to, if he can make both of these free throws, Eric, to tie the game as we watch the replay.
Yeah, got a little body. Didn't get him up top. Got him with the body on the drive, and this can be two attempts here for Zy Hawthorne, which would be a big quarter for him, as Beckley really needed some offensive punch from him.
And he's a really good free throw shooter. He's shooting 79% from the line. He makes the first one as King will check back. King checks back into the ball game.
Yeah, and King right here, I think his body language didn't agree with the way he played after he missed that layup in the first quarter, or maybe the second quarter when he came in
and then he had
committed a foul.
Yeah.
So
Hawthorne shoots for the tie from the line, and he's got it. So final minute and a half of the third quarter, and South trying to regain the lead on this possession. There's a nice pass down low and a defensive breakdown by Beckley as Mullen able to catch, shoot, and score.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to run two maybe at Elijah when try to curtail his driving.
And there's Redfern. No way to stop that as he goes off the dribble, right of the lane, a little kiss off the glass to tie the game.
Both teams unable to stop either offense right now.
We're under a minute for the third. Coach Fallon of South barking out a play here. And South trying to spread Beckley out and get some real cutting lanes or driving lanes. Here's a three by Hewitt. It's short. Battle for the rebound. I think it went off of South, and it did. It goes off of South as Beckley hit the ball, but they hit it off a South player. It'll be Beckley's ball.
And this will be Beckley's chance to take the lead here late in the third. Another substitution for South as they bring Tristan Walker back in and give Silvas a little rest, because going to need his sharp shooting here in this fourth quarter.
Now let's see if Beckley will want to hold it for the final shot of the third and know that at the very worst, he'll be in a tie game going to the fourth quarter. And it looks like that's what they might do.
Did you see Elijah Redfern looked over? I think he thought the ref was a defender from South. Like,
yeah,
they had a sixth player on there.
They're going to hold it for the final shot.
Okay, but right at 10 is where you need to go.
Yeah, and Redfern's going to make his move. And he loses the ball. And then it reach-in foul. And that's probably not a bad foul, because with 2.9, Eric, it slows down the break and makes South take the ball out, because it's only his second, the team's first of the quarter. So even though Redfern, after he turned it over, I don't think that's a bad foul.
Yeah, but side out right here, and with the way they shoot the basketball, this is yeah, and then Coach Fallon has reinserted Silvas into the lineup.
And they try to get the ball to him. They do, and he was out of bounds when he caught it, and they turn it over.
Yeah, so Beckley will get it side out with a chance.
Right, with a chance to get the final shot of the third. Or they're going to say, well, I guess it's out of bounds where he stepped out at, and now Beckley, will they get a shot off? They will not. So at the end of 3, we're all even, 51 apiece. It ought to be a great fourth quarter. We'll have it for you here coming up on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They have futuristic bowling from 10 o'clock to midnight every Friday and Saturday night. To reserve your lane, you can call Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, we start the fourth quarter right where we started the game, tied. South led 18-12 at the end of 1. They led 36-32 at the break. The game's all tied up now, 51 apiece, and we'll see what happens over the next 8 minutes, or will we need maybe extra basketball to decide this one?
Yeah, I mean, and we knew this would be, like you stated, nip and tuck, and this is just going to come down. This is played, as like a state tournament basketball game. Neither team can really, get rid of the other team. So whoever makes the least amount of mistakes in this quarter will win the game.
So South will have first crack of it to start the fourth quarter. Each team has had a run. Beckley's had 11-0 run. South had a 9-0 run. And like I said, South has first opportunity here to start the fourth. There's a nice drive to the basket. The floater's short, but the putback is good, as that is Jackson able to catch the short shot and able to put it back up and in, and South has regained the lead.
Yeah, great defense. Good rebounding position by South.
Hawthorne on a drive into the lane. Redfern, a 15-footer from the elbow, is short. The rebound, battled for it, and it's going to stay with Beckley. Good hustle by Walton.
Yeah, both players, Nutter and Walton, really going after that rebound.
South thought that maybe Walton got away with a foul there.
Little grab as there. I tend to agree with that.
Maybe no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
The ones that count didn't see it that way, and now Beckley with a chance to tie or regain the lead. Redfern on a drive. That's good defense. If he makes that, that's just better offense. That was really good defense on Redfern that time.
Yeah, they stopped the drive right there, and tough fadeaway.
And if you're playing Redfern, you'd rather see him on a fall away like that than attacking the basket. Jackson's really had the hot hand, too, for South. There's a nice drive into the lane. There's a baseline drive off the glass up and in. That's a nice finish by Nutter.
Yeah, only Nutter's second basket of the game.
And what do we got? We got the referee pointing. I'm not really sure what that's all about. As Drew Fitzwater will check into the Beckley lineup, and King will come out as we watch Nutter's baseline drive. Nice take and a nice finish off the window. So South will apply pressure, make Beckley work to get the ball up the floor.
Yeah, and South doing their token pressure is going to be run and jump here.
Hawthorne on the drive. Little short shot and goes from the baseline. Zion Hawthorne has really picked it up, Eric, as you touched on here in the second half.
9 points in the second half and a lot of big baskets, and that was a real big one.
Nutter into the lane, the shot won't go, and the rebound to Redfern. Hawthorne, they look like trying to get the ball to Walt, but Kobe Dillon will shoot for the lead and rattle it home. And Beckley now up by 1.
And South, right on cue, will set up and run some offense. And
Nutter into the lane with a little floater, and South back in front. How many times have we said that, Eric? How many times Beckley's got the lead, South's come right back at him. Hawthorne on the move. That's a tough shot for Hawthorne. He couldn't get it to go. Fitzwater had it, and Jackson takes it away.
Good attack right there by Hawthorne. Tough angle, but I like the aggressiveness right there.
And all these possessions are big as we come up on the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter and a 1-point game. And it really comes down to who can get half-court stops.
And rebound the basketball once you stop.
Into the lane, the shot doesn't go. Long rebound comes out to Beckley. Kobe Dillon tacks the basket up over his head. It won't go. That was a difficult shot, and then Fitzwater will commit the foul. And Eric, with 4:47 left in the fourth quarter, that's the first foul of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that was going to be whistled on Drew Fitzwater, and that will get him out of the game, and Preston Clary will come back in. But I wrote that down and circled it at the 4:47 mark. Had a chance, to take the lead.
Yeah.
Missed a layup and committed a foul.
But that was a real difficult shot, though, for Kobe Dillon over his head like that. And here's South with the ball, trying to add to their lead. Trying to find somebody free on a drive. Nice backdoor cut. Smith lays it up and in. That's a beautiful pass by Walker right to Smith for the easy layup.
19 points for Smith.
Yeah, man.
And that looked like the old Princeton.
Yes.
Princeton
Tigers back in the day. That's sneaky good right there. Jackson going through the back door. Redfern into the lane. He forces that, and he got it, and it's a foul, and he'll get to the line to try to tie. Redfern was not to be denied as he got down into the lane, and I thought, Eric, like I said, I thought he was going to force it up. And he's able to force it up, but he's able to get the basket and the foul, and he'll have an opportunity to tie the game from the free throw line.
And that's going to be on Mason Nutter, Marison. That's his fourth foul, team's first. But what's big is he scored 4 points in this quarter, and that will get him, to the bench right now with 4:04 to go in the game.
Miss Mullen will check in as Redfern polishes off a three-point play. Redfern has been perfect at the line tonight.
10 of 10.
Coming down to the final 4 minutes of the tie game, just like what we thought it would be. When we started, and South throws it away. When we came on the air shortly after 7 o'clock, I think you and I both thought with 3:53 left in the game would be tied. It would be nip and tuck like this. So Beckley with a chance to regain the lead here, as every possession is big now. Like you said, it comes down to rebound. I said stops and rebounding, and you got to get stops, and you got to be able to possess the ball after the shot goes up. Redfern into the lane. Nice lay down for Walton, and Walton able to finish. That's a nice play by Redfern.
Let's see what Parkersburg South comes up with here.
Whips a pass inside and one. That's a beautiful drive by Matt Mullen, able to sneak in again from the back door. Jackson did it one time. Mullen does it this time. And now Mullen will go to the free throw line and try to give South the lead again. And beautiful execution by Parkersburg South.
Yeah, great cut, great pass, good recognition. This team shares the ball really well. And you said a lot of interchangeable parts.
And the free throw was good, and South has regained the lead, and they want a timeout. So timeout on the floor with 3:26 left in regulation. Let's see if we got a 30 or a full, and I think it's a full. It is. We'll take it with them. Be right back here on Video Productions.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Coming down the stretch to crunch time with 3:26 left in regulation. Beckley will have the ball and down one. And, Eric, we were talking in the timeout. Every time that Beckley has come back with a surge, tie, or take the lead, South has been able to answer.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do on the road.
Redfern dials up a three. It doesn't go, and the rebound comes to South. I'm not sure that that's what Beckley wanted right out of the timeout, Eric. So here's South coming up on the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. And that is Cole Joy out there just yo-yoing up and down for South. And he makes his move to the basket. Kobe Dillon with good defense. Tough shot with the left hand, and it goes in. That was a really difficult shot. Kobe Dillon played about as good as you could play right there. And Cole Joy able to get it in with the left hand. They get the ball down low. Walton spins. Hawthorne will shoot for the tie. It looks good on its way, but it's short. Redfern gets it into the lane. Kobe Dillon's open. Here's a three. Got it. Tie game. There's a foul on Walton, definitely on the drive, and that's not really a bad play because it's as we watch this latest three-point shot by Kobe Dillon. Easy for me to say. Walton picks up his second foul, only the third Beckley team foul.
Yeah, and that's one thing that
and Redfern comes out with a great steal to Hawthorne. Hawthorne will lay it in, and Beckley's regained the lead. And we talk about it all the time, Eric, how hard it is to get the inbounds pass. And Elijah Redfern with a great steal and finds Hawthorne, and Hawthorne able to take it up and in.
11 points in this second half for
and a blocked shot. Beckley
Redfern on
the move. Here's Redfern into the lane. 10-footer. He's got it. Beckley on a 7-0 run right now.
It was out of that timeout, even if they – oh, that's in there.
That's a deep three. You're right. The minute it left the hand of Jackson, a three ball, and it's within one now South. And we got a timeout on the floor.
On the replay right here going – as soon as it left his hands,
yeah,
I knew that was money.
It's a full timeout. We'll take it with and be right back here on Video Productions.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Well, this game has been everything we thought it would be. Back and forth we've gone. It's a 1-point Beckley lead, 68-67, 139, Eric, left for regulation. The foul situation, Beckley has committed 3 team fouls. South has only committed 1. Beckley will have the ball. If you're South, you can be a little bit more aggressive on defense because you've only committed the 1 foul.
Yeah, and if you're Beckley, you're going to have to be real strong with the basketball because the refs have – this has been a well-officiated ball game, and they're not going to give you anything. You're going to have to really earn it. So, but if you're Beckley, I think you have to – at this 1:39 to go, you have to play. You do have the lead, but players need to play like they have the lead.
And the one good thing for Beckley tonight, Eric, they have shot the free throws very well. Extremely good for Beckley tonight. Redfern, in fact, 10 of 10 at the line. But they want to get the ball out of his hands, and they double him up.
But the other good thing is you have 3 really good ball handlers. And Zion Hawthorne, I mean, he played point guard the whole time that Redfern was out, and that's what he probably will play at the next level is the one. So
and not only that, you've got 4 really good foul shooters for Beckley. Clary's a good free throw shooter. Of course, Kobe Dillon, Hawthorne. That ball was kicked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Beckley with 1:07 to go. So, Eric, let me ask you this. If you're South and you've committed the 1 foul, at what point do you have to start fouling?
Well, I think once it gets under a minute here, if you can't get anything, a turnover, you're going to have to really figure it out.
Well, they're under a minute now, and I think if you're South, because you got to foul 4 more times, I think you got to foul. You can't let Redfern just dribble it out there and then Beckley get a layup. Yeah, if you're South, I don't know why they're not fouling now, and there it is, because, like I said, that's only the second foul. You got to foul 3 more times, and Beckley's content to take 10, 12 seconds off the clock, but you just can't give up a layup if you're South. If you don't get the steal right away, you got to foul.
Yeah, and here's that point of the court where we say this is so hard to get the basketball in right here.
And they throw it in the backcourt. They got to foul right away. And Nutter doesn't want to do it because he's got 4. But Beckley's content to run clock off, and there's Nutter committing the foul. Now that's his 5th foul, and he's fouled out of the game.
Yeah. You're all over that one. I didn't see Nutter get back in the game, but
he's fouled out. And I'm not sure that's what South wanted because I think Nutter knew it. He's like, we got a foul, but I got 4. I know if I foul, I'm going to foul out of the game.
Looking at the foul situation, the only 2 that only have 1 is Silvas and Smith. Texas, I mean, they have to – and those are the 2 guys. And Joy only has –
Yeah. If I'm South, foul right away. Right there's a foul. I don't think they can afford to let Beckley run 3, 4, 5 seconds off the clock. So that's the 4th team foul. So on the next one, it'll be free throws. And like I said, Beckley just doesn't want to throw the ball to Walton because you've got 4 good free throw shooters on the floor. And the minute it comes in, like Redfern, even though he's 10 for 10, I think you have to foul him. And there it is. Because with the way South shoots threes, even if Redfern makes them both.
Right there, I mean, everybody wants the ball at the end of the game, but you could have ran 10 more seconds if you get rid of that basketball cross court. I mean, it's situational basketball. I know you step up and make the free throws, but.
Well, like I said, Redfern is 10 for 10 at the free throw line tonight. And Beckley's been excellent as a team, and the free throw is good. Redford 11-11 from the line. The lead is 2. Now, if he makes this and extends the lead to 3, if you're South, you don't need a 3, but they've got shooters that can definitely dial it up, obviously, but you don't have to have a 3.
If you're Beckley, this is a must-make. You need this one. It doesn't matter how many you made up to this point because you can lose.
And it goes in. It hung on the iron, and Beckley will call a timeout. And we'll keep it here as the lead is 3, and let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company, always looking for employees, and you can apply for a job at Affinity Coal. You can also apply through their Facebook page at United Coal Company, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located at Independence Road in Sophia. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is your Amana dealer for all your heating and cooling needs. You can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. So, Eric, let me ask you this now. With 32.9 seconds left in regulation, South will have the ball. Beckley's up 3. Beckley's committed 3 team fouls. They've got 1 to give. And I think if you're Beckley, if someone's beating you off the drive, then you might want to foul.
Yes.
Other than that, I think Beckley's going to play straight up and play good. Try to play the best defense they can play.
You have to run them off the three-point line because time and time again in this second half, they've hit threes, Parkersburg South, to either tie or take the lead. And the last 3, Harry Silvas has hit 2 in the third. And every time that he hit those shots, Beckley was either up 1 or trying to get within 1 or 2 points and able to extend. So if you're Beckley, extend the pressure. Don't make it easy. And I'm really going to have someone on Silvas and Jackson Smith. Smith is the trail taking the ball out. This is close to 5 seconds.
South ready to inbound the ball, and Hawthorne comes up with a steal. That might seal the deal as South throws it away. And more importantly, Beckley forced the turnover.
What a great play. 2 steals by Hawthorne. Yeah. This is just good. That's great defense.
It's great defense.
It was close to a 5-second call.
So Redfern back at the free throw line where he's been money, 12 of 12 at the line tonight. And you think if he makes these, that pretty much might seal it for Beckley if he makes both of them. Because then with 26 seconds left, Eric, I think if you're South, you might need a three as the free throw is good. Big night tonight for Elijah Redfern.
Yeah, this will be that's his 28th point, and he's able to make this one. That'll be 29 points. And the free throw line, he's been real kind to Elijah Redfern tonight.
Beckley will have one more regular season game tomorrow against Capital. We'll have it as Redfern makes them both. And that takes the lead to 5 with 26 seconds left. And we'll keep it here with 26 seconds remaining here in regulation. And for Parkersburg South, this is their final game of the regular season. As I mentioned, Beckley will play Capital tomorrow. South will have their first round tournament game, the sectional tournament. They will be at home against St. Albans. Beckley will be at home. We'll have it here on Video Productions. Beckley will be at home against Oak Hill on Tuesday night. And by the way, that's a 7:30 tip. But right now the strategy, Eric, I think if you're Beckley, you're going to put token pressure. And if you foul, that's okay because you have one to give. But I think if you're South, you got to get the ball up. Unless you can get a quick layup, I think you got to take a three if you're South.
Yeah, you have to. This is the point of the game where you do have to shoot a three. And I think Beckley's over there. You have a foul to give, so you can let them run clock, and you can foul them, make them take it out again, and really salt this game away.
And like I said, I think that Beckley will show token pressure. But if Beckley can hang on here, what will a win like this do for Beckley, moving them into the tomorrow and into the postseason next week?
Well, I think it's a shot in the arm of, I'm going to say inspiration, because they know they have the pieces. They've not been able to put it together.
So here comes Parkersburg South, the final 20 seconds of regulation. That's a deep three, and it is short by Silvas, and that'll be out of bounds over to Beckley, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, I think.
So Parkersburg South, unless they have a heroic send them over the last 15.7, their three-game winning streak will come to an end.
Well, I think Kobe's going to have to come free here.
Speaking of Kobe Dillon.
Dillon, because.
And they get the ball to Hawthorne, and he got bumped, and they didn't call it.
He was expecting a foul, and it wasn't. If we could get the replay here.
Yeah. So on the turnover,
South's
got one more.
This is what I like. I mean,
South will inbound. They're trying to get the ball to Silvas. They get the ball to Jackson. He'll dial up a three. That's going to be short. They get the rebound. They're down low. You don't want to foul there. The first shot's no good. Second's no good. And Beckley's going to win the game. Elijah Redfern will run it out, and a big victory for Beckley. Final score, Beckley 72, Parkersburg South 67. South will finish the regular season at 8-11, and Beckley is now 11-9 with one more regular season game to play. We'll take a break, catch our breath, and come back, and we'll recap the ball game. Beckley wins it 72-67, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, and Beckley wins the thriller as they defeat Parkersburg South 72-67. And we're going to recap the game, and recapping the game is brought to you by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. And if you have plumbing problems, you just need to know Modley's, and the number there is 304-253-HELP for Modley's. Also, recapping the game brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Princeton and Beckley. Cracker Barrel, the old country store. Well, it was the type of game we thought it was going to be when we talked about it up top. Parkersburg South scored the first 6 points to go up 6-0. Beckley had a run at it. They went back and forth. It was 18-12 at the end of the quarter in favor of South. South ahead from the first quarter into the second quarter. It opened up a 21-12 lead, a 9-0 run, and then Beckley had 11-0 run to take a lead. Back and forth they went, and I thought one of the big plays of the game when Kobe Dillon hit a three. South was up 36-29, and just right ahead of the first half buzzer, Kobe Dillon hit a three to cut the lead to 4 to make it 36-32. I thought that gave Beckley momentum going into the locker room. And then in the second half, it was back and forth. The third quarter, it was 51 all. So coming down to the final 8 minutes, the game was tied, and Beckley found a way to get enough stops and make enough baskets, and mainly we'll talk about in our next segment about what Beckley did tonight at the free throw line. But all in all, Beckley wins the ball game 72-67. With the Beckley win, they will go to 11-9 with one more game to play tomorrow night against Capital. Parkersburg South's regular season is over as their 3-game winning streak has been snapped, and Parkersburg South will finish the regular year at 8-11. We'll take a break, come back here in the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show, and we'll go inside the numbers, and Eric will tell you about how outstanding Beckley was from the free throw line tonight, as well as Parkersburg South. Beckley gets the win, 72-67. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at MidstateFordWV.com.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're repping the blue and gold, staying ready is key.
That's why we hit up Little General Stores, our go-to when the clock is ticking.
At LG, they're hustling to cover your daily needs, fueling you both on and off the court.
From the finest snacks to a team that's always ready to assist, Little General Stores is the ultimate stop.
You can rest easy knowing LG has all your essentials.
Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Find out more at lgstores.com.
Beckley wins the ball game tonight. Excuse me, as they defeat Parkersburg South 72-67. We're going to go inside the numbers. Inside the numbers are brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Also, inside the numbers brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with a dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. Well, Eric, that was quite a game as both teams were excellent from the free throw line, but at the end of the game, Beckley able to win it by 5, 72-67. You have all the numbers of the game.
Yeah, and hats off to both teams. A well-played basketball game. Both teams, I thought, executed what their game plans were, and Beckley was just able to get a few defensive stops late in the game to pull away and win. But Parkersburg South came here, and they really played great basketball game. They were led in scoring. They had 3 guys get into double figures, and they were led by Jackson Smith tonight. He had 22. He made 5 twos, Maris, and 4 threes. Harry Silvas had 16. He had 4 threes and 2 twos. And Cole Joy rounded out the double figure scoring for Parkersburg South with 11. And he was 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Parkersburg South made 17 twos, 9 threes, and was 6 of 6 from the free throw line. So they shot the ball really well. On the flip side, Beckley scored 72 points, and they were led tonight by Elijah Redfern, who had a big offensive game. He had 29 points, made 6 twos, 1 three, and a huge 14 of 14 from the free throw line. As a team, Beckley made 14 twos, 8 three-pointers, and they were 20 of 20 from the free throw line.
That was amazing because Beckley made some critical free throws coming down the stretch, and only for the second time this year, Eric, that Beckley has scored 70 or more points.
Yes, and I'll be remiss not to mention the 2 other double-figure scores for Beckley, Maris, with Kobe Dillon, who knocked down 5 threes and had a 2. But I think if I would give the squeeze of the Gatorade bottle to Zion Hawthorne, because we said coming into the second half that they needed a big half out of him, and boy, did he answer the bell. He finished with 15 points, 11 of them coming in the second half.
Yeah, he really stepped his game up, and he made some big shots. And he also, as good as he was on the offensive end, how about his key steals on the defensive end?
Defensively, him and Elijah both came up with good steals. But his anticipation, that being Zion Hawthorne, he really got into some passing lanes and created extra possessions for Beckley tonight.
So once again, the final score, Beckley beats Parkersburg South 72-67. Beckley is 11-9. They got one more game tomorrow against Capital. We'll have it here for you on Video Productions. Parkersburg South regular season is over. They are 8-11, and they'll be going into the postseason next week. Take a final break, come back, wrap this one up here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center one final time as Beckley defeats Parkersburg South here tonight by the final score of 72-67. And with the win, Beckley goes to 11-9. Beckley's got one more game left. That'll be tomorrow night against Capital. We'll have that for you right here on Video Productions. Parkersburg South now will head to postseason play. They finished their regular season at 8-11, and they'll play host to St. Albans on Tuesday. So, Eric, first of all, your overall final take of this great basketball game that we were fortunate enough for you and I to be able to call.
Well, first of all, I don't think Parkersburg South, they're going into the postseason on a sour note. That was still 7 out of 9 games that they've won.
Right.
And they played this game, and it was a winnable game for them, so I think they'll be ready for sectional play. And on the flip side, it's good to see something positive for, the outcome, because Beckley has battled all year. Nobody's making excuses for them, but they had a couple of winnable games on this court. And to finally get them to, to see the fruits of their labor, maybe this can be a shot in the arms, but you can't come out tomorrow night and lay egg against Capital.
Well, that's the thing about it. You have, a Capital team that Beckley beat by only 2 points on the road at Capital, and that's for sure. After you have this big win, you cannot have a letdown because you got to come back within less than 24 hours and get ready to do it again.
And be ready to ball. And I think, though, going into that locker room, though, that's what those guys are talking about. It's Friday. It's going to be senior night. Let's get a dub.
Well, the one thing I said to Coach Fallon, he certainly doesn't need for me to tell him this, but we were over there talking before the game, and I said, Coach, I know you want to win every game you play, but at the end of the day, it's really how you're playing toward the end of the season. I mean, I know you are what your record says you are, but here's a team that starting next week, like everybody else, they're 0-0, and I think Parkersburg South will be a tough out for anybody starting next week.
Yeah, and then St. Albans, the Red Dragons better be ready when they go to Parkersburg South, and you know how Parkersburg South plays in that gymnasium. Just ask George Washington what happened to him Tuesday making the trek up there. I mean, they will be ready, and this team, I still think this team has a big upside, and they're going to be a tough out next week.
All right, well, that'll do it from here at Beckley. We'll wrap this up. We appreciate the entire staff, Jackie Moon on camera, and doing a great job, as always, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins. And for my partner, Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Beckley beats Parkersburg South tonight, 72-67. We'll talk at you tomorrow at 7:05, Beckley against Capital. Till then, good night, everybody.